Hi folks, welcome back. Thank you for watching. Please do hit subscribe if you haven't done so yet. It really does help when you do that. So today folks, it's been a good while since I last made a video, and if anything was going to bring me out of my mini retirement, it was going to be a brand new speaker from one of my all-time favourite speaker companies. Now, a couple of weeks ago, Fane speakers here in the UK launched their brand new Crescendo AE. Now, I have it here. I'm not going to hold it for long because this is a heavy speaker. I think their F30, the sort of lower powered large magnet ceramic speaker, is about 4 or 5 kilograms. This is nearing 9, so this is a hulking speaker, but that is a magnet. It is a big, hefty magnet on the back of this speaker. So much so that when I was trying to install it in my cabinet, it kept stealing my screwdriver. I kept putting it in, it would donk and getting stuck to the speaker. So it is a beefy 100 watt ceramic speaker, this. And you will not bother it with pretty much anything you throw at it. It is a heavy duty piece of kit. Now, back in the 70s and the 80s, Fane had their Crescendo range, and it was famously rumoured that David Gilmour might have used it in some of his Hiwatt rigs. No one can ever seem to prove or disprove that, but this speaker today is not exactly like a clone of those old A and E speakers. This is the AE version, so it obviously kind of pays tribute to the A and the E, but it also stands for Anniversary Edition. It's like a sort of inspired by greatest hits reissue of those old speakers. Now, I did actually receive this speaker through the post a couple of weeks ago, and it's taken me a while to get this video together because I put it into a 1x12 cabinet, and I'm doing a big recording project at the moment, which I'll tell you all about probably next year. And the first thing I did was record an entire song with it because it sounded that good straight out of the box. So I did get a little bit distracted, which is why this video is slightly late. So what I'm going to do today, folks, is pop this speaker back in my 1x12 and do the usual thing of putting a variety of different tube amps at real volume here in the room through the new Crescendo AE to see how we can get it to sound. Because I think this thing sounds absolutely spectacular. I'm usually more of an Alnico guy, but this speaker has really been doing it for me for a kind of 70s, 80s hard rock vibe. So I can't wait to put it through its paces today and see what you think. So, without further ado, folks, here we go. are, folks. Now, please do comment underneath to let me know what you thought of the brand new Fane AE today. I love chatting nerdy guitar stuff with you folks down in the comments section. Now, the first thing to say is I've just been onto Fane's website and they still have the old discount code active. So if you want one of these speakers that's available now and shipping, or any other speaker in Fane's range, if you type in Perky10, it should give you 10% off anything in their range. So you might save a bit of cash by going direct to Fane's website. Now, as I said in the introduction, this speaker came through my door a few weeks ago. It went straight into a cabinet and straight onto a song. It is that impressive. And to me, as regulars to this channel will know, I live in kind of vintage voiced Alnico land. That's my happy place. But this speaker gives me the benefits of the sort of more modern ceramic speakers, but without the drawbacks, because it seems to have a vintage heart to it, even though it moves a little bit away from my comfort zone in old school Alnico land. And it doesn't seem to be anywhere near as harsh in the upper mid-range as other speakers that do this sort of job. And it gives you the tight low end, it gives you the ceramic punch, it gives you the top end detail, but it's still very, very balanced. And that is a trademark of Fane speakers. The upper mid-range especially is very, very balanced. It doesn't particularly hype any frequencies, which I really, really like. So this speaker has definitely been working for me. But I'd love to know what you think, folks, so please do let me know underneath. I'd love to know which tones you liked today. Did you think it worked well with clean sounds, low gain sounds, heavy gain sounds, fuzz sounds, all that sort of thing? I love hearing from you folks underneath all these videos. So thank you ever so much for watching, folks. I hope this video was interesting and useful for you. I'll try not to leave it as long as between the last video and this video for the next video I make. And please do carry on subscribing to this channel. I know I always say it, but it makes a big, big difference when you hit subscribe. So thanks everyone. Please do go check out this speaker on Fane's website, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.